if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. You probably know that saying, and it was something that I thought about yesterday as I was painting this model. It's one of the Space Marines from the Horus Heresy box set, and I'm not saying it's a bad paint job or anything, and I'm actually pretty pleased with the overall effect, but there are stuff about this that I don't really like. I don't really like the plasma effect on the gun, and while I was painting it, I also discovered there was some, well, relatively big mold lines on the backside of his leg and stuff. And I also forgot to do a highlight on the laurel wreath on the top of the backpack and stuff. So there were just a number of things where I wasn't quite pleased with it. And while painting, I thought, do I even want to finish this model? It's not going to look as great as perhaps it could if I spent more time on it. On the other hand, this was sort of a project I wanted to do just relatively quick and easy. I just wanted to spend the day yesterday painting it. I didn't want it to be a project that spanned over multiple days. I just wanted a break from painting the big feathered dino I just got. And so I ended up realizing that why does it has to be, right? Why does it has to be something that I spend so much time and energy on to get as perfect as I can get it? Why can't I just, paint it as good as I wanted to paint it, and then just let it be that? So that was so that got me started thinking about the whole idea about perfection, and if it's worth doing, it's if anything is worth doing at all, it's worth doing right, and how it pertains to our hobby. So I think often, at least for me, I kind of get stuck in the idea of everything I do, I have to do as well as I possibly can. Of course, there's stuff where I know, okay, somebody else could do this way better, but I can do it to this sort of level, and I need to do that because otherwise I haven't sort of pushed myself, or it's just not somehow good enough. And it can actually really suck the joy out of the hobby for me, and I bet that is probably the case for a lot of other people as well. That you get to a point where you're thinking, oh, this is not good enough, I should push myself. And then every time you start a new project, you have this sense of, I got to do this a particular way, and it's going to take ages to do it like that. And so you sort of already feel stressed out or a little bit dispirited before even going into the project, which I think is a shame. And it's also something that I've been thinking quite a lot about with this channel, actually. Because I know, and if you've been following this channel for a while and you watch other wargaming channels as well, you probably also know this about my channel. It doesn't have the highest production value you can find out there by any stretch of the imagination. I could probably do a lot of stuff with lighting and with cutting and editing and sound quality and all sorts of things. But the deal is, I'm not really interested in all of that. I am interested in doing this channel just because I want to share my enjoyment of the hobby. I want to share how I paint stuff, and I want to talk about what makes this hobby fun and engaging for me, and connect with other people and have a positive community around this hobby. That's what I'm interested in, and that's why I'm doing this channel. And I know if I set myself a goal of spending a whole bunch of time editing videos and getting like just the right adjustments for my lighting and for my camera and for my mic and so on, I would never make another video probably if I set my goals that high. For some people, it's something that they find, interesting. It's a nice challenge for them, and it's something they enjoy doing and enjoy getting better at. It's just never really been something that I want to do. So I actually spoke with my mom about this, and she was like, well, it's better to do something 80% than not do it at all. And I think that really is an important thing to keep in mind, that sometimes you don't need to do 100% of what you're able to do if you really applied yourself. Sometimes you do 80%, but then find that you are enthusiastic about it and it's fun, and you feel like you also want to do another project like that, or you can do other stuff as well. Why not do 80% and say, okay, sure, I know that this could be improved upon, definitely, but I'm not going to. because I want to do something else next. Because especially I think if you are starting a big project, like I'm painting the big feather dino from Parabellum Games, and if I really need to do my very best on every single little piece of that model, it's going to take me months to finish, which is fine. I mean, I'm not in any big hurry to finish it, but I don't think I want to spend months. So I think I'll paint it perhaps 90% as well as I could, and still end up, I hope, with a model that is going to look really cool and that I'm going to be really happy with, while at the same time, you know, acknowledging, yeah, I could probably spend more time on this or that, but I'm not going to do that probably, because then I also want to finish other stuff. I want to have other painting projects. And I just think it's important to keep in mind that sometimes perfection can sort of be the bane of creativity. You're like, if it needs to be perfect, then I don't feel like doing it at all. If I have to paint every single model to 100% and push myself all the time to just get better and perfect every single little piece of this miniature, perhaps I'd rather play video games then. Or perhaps I'd rather, you know, just watch a show or read a book or something else. Instead of painting, not because you don't enjoy painting, but just because you can't really face up to the whole sort of exhausting process of doing everything as well as you possibly can. So yeah, I'm actually quite, I'm pretty happy with this model. It's, I think it's painted to about 70 or 80% of what I could probably do. I could do stuff with, as I said, the laurel wreath and the plasma, and definitely on the metal bits, because I'm not really that fond of painting metal, so I usually just do it as quickly as I can. The same goes for stuff like straps and leather belts and stuff. I don't think that that's not the focus of my model anyway, so I tend to just give it one coat of contrast paint and let it be done with it. And that is also, I think, one of the reasons why I will probably never really compete seriously in you know, big painting competitions. I don't think I would enjoy applying myself 100% to every single bit on a miniature. I don't think I would enjoy spending 5 hours painting a leather pouch or something, just because, I mean, I'm not really interested in painting leather. I'm interested in painting armor surfaces and green skin on my orcs and stuff, and so I just don't think I would ever really get to that point. And I mean, I might still compete in painting competitions just because it would be fun and interesting, and I would get to hang out with cool people and watch other people's awesome paint jobs, but I think I'm more of an 80% kind of painter, and that's not to say I mean, I like the way I paint. I'm often quite happy with my painting, so it's not me trying to get like pity points. Oh, that, don't feel bad. It looks great. I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not 100%. And if I ever set myself a goal of this has to be 100% perfect, or 100% of my abilities and my energy, I don't think I would ever get started. So for me, at least, 80%, 70%, that's fine, and sometimes 30% is fine because you just want to get an army on the tabletop, you know? I have an army for Age of Sigmar for the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and that has been painted to about, I don't know, 30%. It's literally just contrast paints and not even dry brushing or anything. And they don't look amazing, but when they're all, you know, on the table together, they look fine. There's nothing wrong with it. They're just not, you know, I just haven't really used a lot of skill. I just sloshed on some contrast paint and let it be done with it, because I just wanted the army to get done and on the tabletop, and that's completely fine. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Trying to allow yourself to say, yeah, 80% or 70% or 30%, that's fine. You don't need to apply yourself 100% every time, especially not if you feel like it sucks the enjoyment and creativity out of the hobby. So yeah, I would really love to say that after this video, I'm going to go paint a lot of other stuff 80%, but I have actually been painting so much that I have made my I have hurt my shoulder painting so much. So perhaps I won't be painting as much over the next couple of days, or perhaps I'll just wreck my shoulder even more painting. I don't know. I should probably apply myself 100% to actually let the shoulder heal, but perhaps I will only be able to do that 80% as well. We'll see. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.